All right, so greetings to you all. Congratulations
Hello.
on your win.
Thank you.
This is going to be pretty basic, and we'll just go around and introduce ourselves, I guess, and just say a bit about what you do, how you contributed to your project, Dreamscape, and stuff like
Okay.
that. We can start with Zactoplasm, because he was first in.
Okay, well, I'm Zach. I did the sprite animations, the backgrounds, and helped around in general. I also helped with some of the programming
Neat.
for Dreamscape as well.
I'm Jacob Melendez. I was the lead programmer, and I also wrote the story.
Cool. Hi, I'm Paul Riggio. I guess you could call me a creative director. I did a lot of the music. My friends helped with two of the songs for the first two worlds. I did all the tile sets, and I did the overworld sprites, but Zach animated them. And I just kind of helped with overall ideas and everything and concepts.
Paul, Zach, and Jacob. Excellent.
Yes.
So you guys are part of a team. I'm guessing you guys all go to the same school. That's just my guess.
Actually,
Yeah, we do. Kind of.
kind of. Not
Kind of.
really.
We all go to the same tech school, but as far as just for regular schools, we don't.
So wait, so you guys are in college, or you guys are?
No.
We're in high school.
Oh, neat.
Let me explain. Basically, our high school has this thing called like C-Tech, where you could like chop off half of your school day and go to a technical school for half the day. So we all go to the same programming class.
Awesome. Okay, so wait. So which country is this that you can split
This
your
is
school?
America.
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 New
Oh,
York.
good old states. Land of
Yep.
the free. I hear. Just for a bit of clarification, like it's Monday evening here, so we're very far away. So I apologize for
Monday evening. It's Sunday night for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
I apologize
Where do
for
you
not
live again?
being able to find a decent time to do this as well.
Yeah. Where do you live
it's-
again?
No, it's fine.
I'm from New Zealand, so
We're all from New York.
New York. And I know about that too. The Big Apple, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but we don't actually live in the city, just near the city.
Okay, that's cool. So
Yeah.
you guys formed a
Apologies.
team through your tech studies, and you guys plan
For a
on
while,
like,
it was just me and Jacob. We
It was
added
just-
Zach
yep.
on like this year.
so you guys plan on keeping this team at all, or is this like a potential future thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we're pretty set off so far, and I think as long as we keep working at it, we can pull out some really good things.
Oh, that's the spirit. So
We've actually been working on like another game for 2 years now.
yeah, I was
so-
about to ask about these, like, what are your other projects and stuff like that, if you guys are together.
Yeah, we haven't like released anything besides Dreamscape, but we've been working on stuff for 2 years, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, awesome, man. So what, can you tell us a bit about the project, or is it secret?
Jacob, do you wanna?
Yeah, sure. I guess you could say a Nintendo-inspired 2D RPG game.
Okay.
It's called Into the Ether, and it's kind of cute. It's kind of fun. It's colorful. It has like turn-based battles. Has a big story. It'll be really fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think we had a demo release, but we're gonna like redo it with like a better demo and like bigger release because that first one was didn't really gain any traction or anything.
Yep.
But
As far as we're concerned, the first demo doesn't exist.
So you guys participated in the GameJam, of course, 7 days, and I always ask people if 7 days was enough for you guys, in your opinion.
wasn't it extended to 8?
Oh, it was too. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
If it was
Then
7,
can I just
it wouldn't have.
can I just say that extra day was like the defining marker? Like we were literally on the 7th day, we were like, we're not gonna make this, and then you said that there was that was like being extended by a day, and it went from we're not gonna make this to oh yeah, we can totally do this.
Yeah.
That's literally what the change.
Well, 1 day's difference, eh? So you guys spent all
Oh,
7
no.
days working on it, or
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys
yep.
had other.
Yep.
What do you
Well,
call it?
No, it was
Yes, but it was hard just because I have school, I have work,
Yep.
but
Yep.
Jacob put in a lot. Jacob probably put in the most, but we all put in our fair share.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, good on you guys. What would you say you guys learnt throughout this experience?
Okay, can
Unity.
I speak?
Yeah, go for it,
So,
Jacob.
Jacob.
I have actually never used Unity.
Wait,
Zach was
really?
just like, "Oh, this is cool engine," and I'm like, "Okay, let me try it out." So you could say I learned Unity because we only started programming on the fifth day, I
Right,
guess.
right.
Well, when there was only 5 days left, I guess. So you could say I learned Unity in a span of 5 days.
Hey, that's pretty good. And a great testament to how easy Unity is to learn.
Yeah, it's a really good engine. I actually really like it because a lot of time I've tried like some other like engines.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I just try to make them myself and get confused. I really like it, and I'm glad I learned it. But it kind of took a toll on my like. It almost made me go crazy because to make the deadline, I had to work really hard. Like I stood up till like almost 3 a.m. every day to work on the game. And
It was
then I had to ask my parents to stay up late because it was on school nights.
Right, right.
So it was very hard.
Yeah, I stayed up late with him.
He definitely pulled through.
And I guess that would contribute to my next question, which was what were some of the struggles that you guys went through throughout this?
Yeah. If you want to know
Yeah.
specific struggles, there was a lot of very annoying bugs. World 3 is kind of a problem child. I don't know why, but it's just really glitchy, and I didn't know why at the time. I fixed it now, but like there's some bugs still in that version of World 3, but it's getting fixed in a bug fix patch, so that's all right.
I've been, because throughout my playthrough, and you probably saw it in the showcase that I did, there was quite a few bits where you could skip right past the level, or you didn't.
Some
need to
of that
complete
is we're gonna keep in because speedrunning. If you can figure out how to skip through it, that's kind of
Right,
cool.
right.
Some of it we changed.
We honestly like that. We like that little bit of like innovation. You find your way to solve the puzzle, whether it's like, skipping the puzzle entirely or finding some tricky way of just solving the puzzle. We're all for that.
Yeah, that was neat. I actually really enjoyed your game, and then the music was amazing. I loved it.
Well, I think, yeah, I did like the World 3 theme, and then I did the final themes, and my friends did the themes for the first 2 worlds, which was really like such a blessing because I don't think I would have had time or like motivation to like make every song. But it was fun because this is like a kind of a foreign style. I'm usually more doing stuff that's either kind of like slightly orchestral or like very more retro. That's what I do for our other game, ITA. So, and this was all like I downloaded 80s synths to get that kind of aesthetic going.
I was gonna say it reminded me of the Thor Ragnarok movie. You know how they had that kind of theme, kind of based around.
Oh
it?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's got similar visuals and all that stuff. With Guardians of the Galaxy, like very similar stuff to that. So brings me on to my next one, which was, do you guys plan on continuing to develop the game and actually either sell it or just publish it, properly, not as part of GameJam, just a full release?
Can I explain this, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
What we're planning to do is we're gonna work on the demo for our other game in a bit. It should be coming out in like around the end quarter of 2018.
Okay.
And after that, we're actually gonna work on a sort of free expansion to the game that will basically be everything we wanted to add, but we couldn't add due to a time limit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna add. You can actually see we made a devlog on our page about it. It's gonna be called DREAMSCAPE Plus. It's gonna have like new playable characters, like an actual boss fight at the end.
Yep.
It's gonna be
that
really
was
cool.
That was the one thing. Probably the most disappointing thing is we all designed different characters, and we were gonna have it so you could choose 3 different cute girls to play as.
Yep.
And I was kind of sad that mine got scrapped, but they'll be there eventually.
Yeah,
Hey,
somehow we
avatar?
went with the one that I.
Oh, sorry, you can go.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was like, your avatar is that character, so.
Yeah, Paul. It's a year.
Oh yes,
Paul's
yeah.
Discord avatar, yeah. But I've it's weird because like the one that I designed was the one that was like the poster child of the project accidentally, and that's only because in the earliest concepts and developments we were like, okay, yeah, the main character should have blue hair, and then I just designed someone with blue hair and they didn't, so it was like, okay, I guess
that was it.
main
That was
character.
What do you guys call? Oh, you're your Splee team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Now this is
That
one
has some history behind it.
Oh, okay. Oh, feel free. Hey, tell us this.
Jacob, you wanna?
Oh yeah. So about the name.
Yes.
Basically, I had this. Before I knew I wanted to get into game development, I actually wanted to create comics because I didn't think. Because this was at a time, and I was like a kid, and I didn't know that like indie games were even a thing, and that I could develop my own games.
Yeah.
So I thought the next best thing was making my own comic. And the last name of the main character of the comic I wanted to create was her last name was Splee. So
it was Scarlet Splee was the full name.
Yeah.
But it's always been funny that it stuck because it was really just in 7th grade. I believe I was walking through. I didn't have any classes with Jacob that year, but I saw him in the hall and he showed me this doodle of a character he drew, and he was like, "What should I name it?" And I just kind of said Splee as a joke. I don't know, just something random, and it stuck as the last name. So that's kind of fun. That ended up using that.
Yeah, and then I used it as like a sort of group for me, Paul, and some other people at the time. But we used it as like to call ourselves because we thought it was cool, and it just kind of stuck.
Oh, neat.
So that's the story behind it.
And now it's more of like our game team. It was originally more like comic writing, but it's cool.
How you guys feel
Which
about
is really
the Fortnite?
Which is really
phase?
like inspired. What was that?
How do I feel about
the Fortnite phase?
Okay, I'll say this. I like Fortnite a lot, but I feel like the craze is a bit too much. It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like how every game wants to have a battle royale mode. I mean, Battlerite has a battle royale mode. Paladins is getting a battle royale mode. Black Ops 4 is getting a battle royale mode.
Really?
I love
DreamScape's
that,
getting a battle royale mode. Into the Ether's getting a battle royale mode. It's crazy.
I love that Snapchat. Every single day they have IGN has a different news story about like crazy Fortnite cool tips, and it's like, come on, guys! It's like the same thing every day.
I was about to make a video about gaming addiction, and
oh joy,
yeah, because it's something like the news is just pummeling people and saying that Fortnite is crazy just because it's popular, that how media works and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, before I do, because I have a pretty decent standpoint, and I think gaming addiction is actually really important for the livelihood of people like us who actually make it, and I think that's what everybody aims to do, is actually get people addicted to their game. But I could be wrong in that.
I think it's more important for that to happen in I guess more so like a mobile game that just goes on forever.
Yeah.
That way you could just continuously just make revenue off like bad microtransactions or whatever. But I do think getting your players like engaged and like I guess addicted into your game is important for like any game. You want your players to be engaged. You don't want them to be bored.
Do you guys think they're addicted or they're just engaged?
I wouldn't know.
Fortnite. It depends on the game. Like if it's a single player game, I think they'd be more engaged.
Yeah.
But definitely multiplayer games, it's more on the lines of addiction. I mean, I've been addicted to League of Legends before, I'll admit. So yeah, it's usually more of a case of multiplayer games with like gaming addiction because I don't know, they're more bingeable, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. I honestly just really love story-driven, like 1 to 4 player games. That's like my thing. And a lot of these games have expired. Like Dreamscape was inspired kind of by the laser ability from Kirby. We just kind of basically use that as like a basis for the puzzles in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, because in Kirby, Kirby can get you know how Kirby has copy abilities? Have you ever seen Kirby?
Yes.
Yeah, he has in one of the games. He has an ability called Laser, where he shoots a laser, and a cool thing he could do is that on like diagonal surfaces it could bounce off. So basically, the concept of the laser system came from what if we took this and like fleshed it out? Because like in Kirby, there was very like basic puzzles involving that, but it never really got like fleshed out.
Yeah, it wasn't really a
'Cause,
puzzle.
you know-
It was just like there'd be an enemy that you could ricochet it off the wall to hit the enemy for like a couple
I
rooms.
find it pretty funny that that was actually like how much that fed into like the concept for Dreamscape, like that base idea with like, hey, let's just like shoot lasers.
Hey, that's the way people do it, though. Inspiration from the
Yeah.
weirdest places.
Yeah, exactly.
And it works out really well sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like on the topic of inspiration, since we didn't have like a lot of time to think about the game, we just kind of decided let's take some of the concepts that we love and we'll just shove it all into this game. And I was like, well, what do we like? We like vaporwave aesthetics, so that kind of inspired a lot of it.
Yep.
Like like the coloring and like the music and the tone. And we were like, cute girls. So we just those are the two.
This definitely
Those are-
attracts
those
an
are the two
audience,
things.
doesn't it?
Yep.
What was that?
It definitely attracts an audience.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Large
No,
demographic
I
there.
love the comment.
I mean,
made
you
about that in
you
the
saw like you look at the Discord icons for everyone else that entered the game jam, and then look at our Discord icons. You can clearly tell. It's just so goofy.
Oh, it's all good. It's definitely got that anime kind of vibe to it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And the amazing art by my friend Claire. So that was good, and we'll get more art from her for the other characters as we do Dreamscape Plus.
Yeah, neat. So this one's for Jacob because
Yeah.
you made the story, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He made it. I kind of I revised it, I guess.
Okay, but this is for
'Cause
both of you.
I think in Jacob's original version of the story, there wasn't like I added to the ending to make it slightly more happy.
Yep.
It was gonna end on a sad note anyway.
Well, I
Okay,
was just going to ask,
go.
what was the main message or idea behind that?
I guess the main message I want to try to convey is that a lot of times, instead of facing problems head on, people will just like, I don't know, go to something else instead of actually like dealing with their problems. Like, I don't know, something as simple as just like it's kind of a complicated idea, really, if you think about it. Just because, like, let's just say if somebody had a bad family life, and instead of dealing with it, coping with it correctly, they just choose the wrong way out. Maybe they get addicted to something bad, like, I don't know, alcohol, drugs. That's not good. It could feel fun, but at the end, it's not going to work out. So that's kind of the message I wanted to try to convey, but in like something definitely more lighthearted.
Yeah.
But it gets pretty dark if you think about it.
And I think it was kind of implied that the character has a bad family life, and that's why she left.
Yeah.
We never got around to naming them.
Hey, fair enough. Not enough time, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you the pictures of the other two. We basically have, we call them, there's Blue Girl, Carrot Girl, because she has a carrot on her shirt. And then there was, do we call her Sailor Girl? Because there's like a kind of Sailor Moon-esque girl.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Not that we've even watched it, but we were going for that kind of 90s anime feel.
You guys talk very perfectly for something like this. For some of the other people I interviewed, there was very broken English and stuff like that, so there was a lot of editing that needed to go into it. But we've been recording for 22 minutes, which is a long time.
Oh, wow.
Which is surprising.
Oh, wow.
We could go on and on, but I think we'd need to close it eventually. And from each of you, I guess, what would you have for advice? What advice would you have for other game devs looking to get into game development?
I'd say personally, because what happened is that, okay, so how we actually made this game is that Zach posted this thing as like, hey, look, it's a game jam from a YouTuber I like, and we we actually did not want to do it at
Yeah.
first because we thought it'd
Me
be
and
too
Jacob
hard.
were both like, nope.
We were like hard no at first.
Yeah,
And we were like, no, we're not doing this. But then Zach convinced us, and we took a risk, and it paid out. We won the thing.
Yeah.
And to think we weren't
It was
even
some
going to
hard
do it.
opposition.
I'd encourage any new game devs to. Sometimes in your head you may think something's hard, and then you might not want to do it because you just think it's impossible. But you can do it if you really put the hard work in, and you really are just super passionate about your project, and you want to make this like a thing. You can totally do it. Your mind's up to it. That's all.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Inspiration, man. Well done.
So along the same lines that Jacob was saying, literally, this year has been great for me from a game development standpoint, in the sense that I was basically going to give up on the career choice as a whole at the beginning of the year, but then I met these lovely gentlemen over here, and I decided to stick with it and merge into the Splee team. And what I'd have to say to anyone who's thinking of going into game development, just creating video games, if you really want to do it, you could do it on your own. You could find a team, but if you really want to do it, if you have an idea and a dream, go for it. Because honestly, nowadays, as cheesy as it may sound, nowadays there's no reason for you to not do what you want to do in making games. There's thousands of YouTube tutorials. Literally, like, this entire project was like made off of learning off of Unity tutorials. So if you want to make program, you can program. You can learn programming. If you want to make music, you can learn how to make music. If you want to draw, that's going to take practice. If you want to make like the art for it, it doesn't really, there's so many aspects to a game that it's just, you don't have to focus on every single aspect at once. You can focus on one piece at a time. So just go for it. If you're having trouble with something, look it up, learn it. It's all about how much time you put in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well said.
How do I follow this up?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. All right, Paul, your turn.
Okay. Wow. All right. But yeah, to go off what Zach said, there was a time in my life. For ITA right now, I think we have about over 100 songs done for this game. It's a pretty big game. Earlier on, I said to my friend, when I first told my friend that we were going to make the original game ITA, that we're still working on, she said, you should learn how to make music and write the music for this game. And I told her that'll never happen, which is a great story that I love to tell, because I've written at least 100 songs by then, and it's only been 2 years, so that's fun. But just, if you are stuck having an idea, you don't know where to go, take the things you love. Get inspired by games you've played as a kid. I loved Mario RPGs, and I love Kirby games, and sometimes I feel like the modern games don't exactly capture the exact same feel from the old games. I know some people were a little bit upset with the difficulty of DreamScape. I think it's pretty great, because I think that sometimes newer games they go way too easy on people, and especially newer Nintendo games. But just think outside the box. Do things that other people haven't done before. Maybe they've done it in a different way, but I don't think people have made like an anime vaporwave aesthetic game.
Mm-hmm.
Just figure out what you're passionate about, and do something. Take it to the next level. Do something completely original with it, and do it to inspire people. One of my main dreams with making games is to inspire people to make their own games, and that's been like a big motivator for me, and that's why I love that Zach joined the team, because he was gonna give up, and somehow we ended up inspiring this guy, And next thing you know, me and him and Jacob make our own short little game, and it's great. So we're gonna continue on with that. We have so many game ideas just waiting to be made, aside from what we're already making. But yeah, just explore your passions and do something completely original, and don't play by the rules. A lot of stuff, it's not groundbreaking, but it's original. So yeah. Thank you.
Best advice. Good on you guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, thank you so much for this, and I wish you guys all the best for the future. And
Thank you.
I definitely hope that I help
you.
out in some way for your promotion and stuff like that. And I actually look forward to seeing a lot of the screenshots, which everybody watching will be seeing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys
nice.
for the chat, mate. Love you all. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
ya, dude.